Okay. Let me like give you guys a little rundown. Okay, let me give you guys a little like rundown of like what our family like dynamic. Okay, so my dad, you guys will think he's like the crash out person. No, he's the one who just sighs. And he looks so mad and disappointed. And then he just goes back to like he just like stares. He's just crossing his arms and he's just staring at the TV. And then when something good happens, he goes, "그렇지!" But then he goes, "Ah, sh." And then he like sighs. He like sighs and he just literally sighs. Like 그냥 all he does is just 한숨밖에 안 쉬어. Like he just doesn't speak. Like all he does is just sigh. Like he just goes, "Ah, sh." That's all he does. That's literally all he does. That's all he does, right? But then my mom, she's the crash outer. My mom, she's like to my like me and like my sister plays soccer, right? So she knows like a lot of like soccer terms and like a lot of like soccer techniques, right? So then like my sister is kind of like the analysis of the family. Jessica's like the analysis, you know, she like kind of understands like soccer a lot more than like the average person because she actually plays it. Yeah, my sister plays soccer. But then like my mom also knows like a lot of soccer because she watches a lot of soccer. So like my family actually is into soccer. I just like didn't know because apparently I'm not a part of the family. So my dad was just like, okay, he was like double stressed because I think he's like stressed about the stock market. So he was like staring at his laptop and then he was like sighing. And then he was staring at the television and then he sighs. And then he returns back to his laptop and he looks at the stock market and he's like and then he looks at the TV and then he sees Mexico just like scored a goal and then he goes So yeah, he was a little bit quiet during this whole watch along, during this family activity of like watching soccer together. He was quite quiet, okay? And then like he like looked at me, my sister, and my mom just like sitting on the couch like in a row, and then he goes, what a bittersweet scene that I'm watching right now. And I was like, "Dad, are you okay? Are you going through it right now?" And then he's like, "It's just life." And then I was like, "Okay, Dad, just go back to your stocks. Like, it's okay. We can watch the soccer by yourself." Like he was just going through it, bro. He was just going through it. So like in the first half, Jessica was asleep, okay, because she's annoying and she doesn't respect other people's times. Huh? She didn't watch the first half, okay? Jessica didn't watch the first half, so it was just me and my mom, okay? And my mom, I didn't realize how enthusiastic she was when it came to soccer, okay? Because like every time something would happen, she would go, "Is that legal? Is that allowed?" And then my dad would be like, he would just be sighing and shaking his head. And then my mom would be like, and then she's like, her reactions are like so good. And then like just overall, my mom was like, she was like the energy, okay? She was like the energy. But like, she doesn't get mad. She just gets very into it. In the first half, literally nothing was happening. I was just watching, and then every time there were two players like duking it out, and they were trying to like outplay each other. I was like animating that scene in my head as if it was Blue Lock, and I was like thinking of like the dialogue that they would be saying to each other. "You're not getting past me. I'm an eel." Like that's all I was doing the entire first half because I didn't understand what was going on. That's how I was entertaining myself in the first half of the game. And then sometimes I would have like a little bit of like talking with my mom. I would be like, "Wait, Mom, like that guy just full on tackled him. Like, is that allowed?" And she would go like, she would sound so sad. She's like, "I don't think so. Like he looks like he's in a lot of pain, but the ref isn't doing anything." And I'm like, oh my gosh. That's probably where I got my empath tendencies from, because my mom is also such an empath. Like she looked really sad when any of the Korean players got like tackled or like they were on the ground and like rolling. Like, yeah, she's a real empath, guys. She's like, oh, 어떡해, 다쳤나봐. And I'm like, Mom, it's okay. They're soccer players. They're probably used to it by now. Okay, so that was the first half, right? But like the second half, that's when it gets funny, okay? Jessica makes her grand entrance in the second half, okay? And then she sits down and she's like analyzing the game. She was like, has Mexico always been playing in this 4-2-1, like 5-2-1 formation or whatever she said? And I was like, what are you talking about, Jessica? And then she's like, Dad, why aren't you watching? And Dad was like, and then he just smiles, this like very melancholic smile, and he goes, 보고 있어. And he sounds like he's like holding in his tears. And I'm like, Dad, you're not even watching. What are you talking about? Like, and then my sister is like, okay. Like she understands the situation right now. And then she's like watching, and then she's like, so like, she's like analyzing, and she's like, 우리 그냥 힘싸움을 못해. She's like, we're like physically, we just can't win fights. Like when they're like going against each other and they're like marking each other, we can't get the ball. Like we just have like too much of a difference in physique. And she was like saying all this, right? And I was like, wow, like Jessica, I didn't know that like you knew so much about soccer. And then she was like, yeah, dude, like I literally watch this all the time with our parents. Like you just never know because you never leave your room. And I'm like, okay, bet, word. Word, you don't have to come for me like that. But yeah, you know how like Igangin, like I don't know what it's called, but like bro tried to like, he's an egoist, bro. Igangin is definitely an egoist. When I said that, my sister stared at me and she was like, bro, just go back and watch your anime. And I was like, dude, you watched Blue Lock with me. And she was like, yeah, but like Igangin is not an ego. And I was like, okay, whatever, Jessica, you're such a hater because I think that was pretty egoist. Of him. Okay, who's number 7? Oh, number 7 is Sonheung-min. Wait, but didn't he literally get benched, bruh? I was like so gobsmacked because like I'm so out of I don't know anything about soccer. I just like this whole time I just thought Sonheung-min was like the superstar of like Korea. So then when I heard that like Sonheung-min got benched in the second half, I asked Jessica 3 times, and Jessica told me to shut up because she was like, yes, bro, what do you not understand? He got benched. And then I was like, but like, okay, after the second time, I was just rage baiting her. I was like, wait, Jessica, so you're telling me Heung-min got benched? And she was like, yes, dude, stop asking me the same thing. And I was like, wait, but just to make sure, he got benched. Like, Sonheung-min got benched. and then Jessica, like, she started ignoring me, right? So then, like, when Jessica started ignoring me, I asked my mom. I was like, Mom, Sonheung-min got benched? And then she was like, yeah, because he's like old now. And I'm like, wow. And then I was like, Dad, what? Like, look, Sonheung-min got benched. Like, Jessica said something really sad, cause like Jessica was like, yeah, he got benched. Like the first time I asked, she actually gave me like a good lore drop. She was like, yeah, he got benched because like he's getting old, man. And like it's really sad because if you watch like Ronaldo and like Messi too, like they make a lot of like stupid mistakes and like their passes are not good anymore and they just like fall over for no reason now. It's like really sad, bro. It's like, it's really sad watching. It's just like, I think this is going to be their like last World Cup or something. And I'm like, that actually made me really emotional, even though I don't even know these people. And like, this is the first time that like I was watching. Messi made 3 goals though. Yeah, Jessica said that, but she also said it was against a team that like wasn't really that good. And like Messi was just like, he was just playing by himself. And then I was like, was he a true egoist? And she just stared at me. Oh god, dude, I love rage baiting Jessica. I love rage baiting Jessica, bro. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh my gosh. Dude, what the freak? Okay, Jessica was like really mad the whole game, guys. She was really mad and she was like, both teams suck. And I was like, that's not very nice, Jessica. Both teams are trying their best. And she was like, that's just how it is. She was like, the truth is both teams just suck. And I was like, well, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Yeah, but she was like, is this just like, why do they keep passing to the other team? Are they just like, she was like, is this 몰카? Like, why are they passing to each other? And I was like, yeah, it feels like Korea didn't try until about 80 minutes into the game. That's exactly what Jessica said. Jessica was like, bro, why didn't they start? She was like, after South Africa scored a goal, Korea started trying, and then Jessica was like, why didn't they just play like this at the start of the game? And I was like, yeah, maybe, like, they're probably trying their best, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they didn't start Sunny either. Yeah, so Son Heung-min was benched for like, and Jessica was really mad about that because she was like, bro, this is his last World Cup, and she was like, everybody hates the Korean coach. I'm pretty sure he's been getting flamed. And I was like, why are they not playing Sunny? And then she was like, I don't know, like, this is his last World Cup, just play him. Like, and then she was like, they're letting Messi and Ronaldo play, which, by the way, Messi is mogging, but like, Ronaldo is not. That guy sucks, but he's still allowed to play. And I was like, ooh, shots fired. Shots fired. Dude, the funniest part is though, like, my mom and dad aren't even home right now because they went to my grandparents' house to watch the World Cup with my grandparents. So I can only imagine what's going on in that house because my grandma has a temper. And my grandpa also has a temper. And my dad has like the silent temper. And my mom is just like the empath. So I can just imagine my mom just like in between the three people with hot tempers, and they're like probably flaming the freak. Yeah, Jessica also has a temper, but Jessica's temper is like funny though. She like flames them in a funny way, but yeah, no, like I can't imagine.